what is going on, guys? It's Brandon Bondo here, and I know it's been a really long time since I've last been on this channel and uploaded anything. Actually, it's been a long time since I've uploaded anything on YouTube. But today we're going to be trying to finish the turbo conversion on the NAFC. We have all the parts for the turbo conversion, and hopefully we're going to get it done by the end of the weekend. I don't know if this is all going to be one video, or there's going to be 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts. I don't really know. Anyway, we're going to start working on this car. We got, it's currently Saturday at 11:29 a.m. and it's August 24th. I want to have this car done by September 1st, but I ideally want to have it done by the end of tomorrow. So that gives me about day and a half if I don't sleep at all. So hopefully we can get this car done. Basically what we're going to be doing is I want to be cleaning up parts to start the day off, and then when we get all the parts cleaned up and everything, we're going to start pulling parts out of this car and start swapping new parts in. I don't think I'm going to go as extensive as I thought I was going to. I was going to clean up everything, make sure everything was all nice and pretty and everything before I put it back in the car. But I don't think I'm going to have time for it, and I've already started on some parts. Differential's already getting cleaned up. I got a bunch of parts in my dad's car. This transmission does need to get cleaned up a little bit, and we're probably going to paint that. The engine is what I'm most worried about. This is caked in oil, which is really bad for heat soak and things like that. So I'm going to clean this motor up, swap out all the seals, not the internal seals, like the gaskets, not seals. That's what I meant. Knuckles are already cleaned up. We're going to try and get those modified. I just asked on Facebook if anybody can do that. And then we're going to be doing the 5-lug swap. And from there, I think that's all we need to do. It's not going to be too extensive. And then obviously ECU, things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on it. I don't have much time, and I don't know how much I'm going to talk in this video. So let's get right to it. So I've been working for a couple hours now. I haven't been filming though, because I was waiting for my tripod here. But pretty much I got the transmission all cleaned up. It's all nice and pretty now. And then the differential I also got all cleaned up, and we got the first layer on part of it. So pretty much what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be finishing up paint on that, and then we're going to start painting the transmission. All of it's going to go pink, and then we're going to start working on dropping the rear end and swapping the differential in, the axles, probably get the axles cleaned up. And I might repaint the subframe again, but I'm not entirely sure. If I have time, I will. If I don't, then I don't. Besides that, pretty much want to get all that stuff dropped and maybe the new stuff in by the end of the day, hopefully, and then start working on engine and all that stuff tomorrow. Anyway, let's get right into it. I don't want to waste too much more time. Alright, so it's been a while since I've picked up the camera. It's been a while since I've even turned the camera on, even though it was recording a time-lapse or basically just watching me paint. I thought it would get a little bit too boring just watching the same thing over and over and over again, and it got to the point where it was taking a really long time. I started painting at 3, and it's now not 7, it's about 10:30, I want to say. So pretty much I just skipped over all that, and I got majority of everything that I need painted. So right now that caliper is just finishing up drying, and I am using that engine hoist to its absolute maximum capacity, obviously. And yes, that's a snap-on tool holding it, and I painted over the snap-on tool. But pretty much everything is done getting painted at this point. I got, 5 of the calipers here. The 6th one is over there. That's the rear end, and then all of the hubs are repainted. The hubs I didn't have to repaint, but I decided to do them anyway. That way they wouldn't rust again. And then the transmission's all cleaned up. I didn't paint that today. I'm going to paint that tomorrow, along with the drive shaft and the rear subframe. But not this subframe, actually the one that's already inside the vehicle I'm going to repaint. And now we're going to go ahead and clean up the engine and hopefully get that done tonight. If we don't get the engine done tonight, I was going to have to carry into tomorrow, and that's going to really push us out. I don't think this car is going to be done by the end of the weekend, if I'm being honest with you. Painting takes a really long time, and on top of that, I still have to take this car apart and put everything back in, and I don't even know if I have everything in place yet. So on top of that, the knuckles that I took out, those actually, I took those over to get modified. There's a guy in one of the Facebook groups that was willing to do it for about $100. So I dropped them off over at his place. I'll be picking those up on Thursday, so the car's not going to be done till Thursday regardless. So we're just going to try and power through this and get everything done this weekend, down to pretty much just the knuckles and fine-tuning the engine. And after that, we should be good to go, and hopefully by next Sunday it's ready to go. Anyway, I'm going to stop wasting time. We're going to hop into this motor, and I'm going to start taking things apart, deleting the emissions, and just doing all that stuff. If you guys need to find the emissions delete, it's down below. I kind of want to make a video completely around it, but I don't really have the time to, so I'm just going to time-lapse this, and you guys can watch me clean it up and get all the emissions out of it. If you need any help with it, feel free to ask. face is probably dirty as hell from this, but the engine is, I would say, about 50% clean. It's getting there. I think tomorrow I'm gonna finish this up tomorrow. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the engine outside, cap off any entries into the actual engine, and just kind of hose it down. Not like really hard. I know somebody's gonna freak out about it. I'm not gonna take my power wash and start going at it. I'm just gonna very lightly go over it with water and just keep putting degreaser on it, scrubbing it, trying to disrupt it. That's probably the best thing I can do at this point without taking the entire motor apart and putting it back together, because if I'm doing that, I'm just gonna rebuild the motor while I'm in there, or while I'm down to that point. And honestly, this is getting sent off to get rebuilt probably in the next couple months anyway, so it's not a big deal if it's super dirty. I just want to get it as clean as possible. So we're gonna pull it out and we're gonna clean it up as best we can tomorrow. And I'm just gonna end the video here today, and I'll continue tomorrow because I feel like this would probably be enough content for a video. And yeah, we'll just continue tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I don't really have an outro, so have a good day.
Another day, another dollar spent. Never losing my confidence. How about you contradict? For once in your life, give a compliment. I'm a little bit complex, get complex when they take me out of context. Never lose contact with who I am. Look at my eyes, I never use context. I see fine. When you see me, you see grind. Can't see the greatness is playing out for me. I'm thinking you must.